Hello and welcome back to Citizen Pew. This is Citizen Pew Commentary, and today I'm going to be talking about wax bullets and are they lethal or not? Well, wax bullets have been around for a very long time. They were used back in the 1909 Olympics for dual competitions where the competitors would actually point guns at each other and duel with wax bullets. Now they had some protective gear on and stuff, but wax bullets are nothing new. And I just happened to, this is about a year ago, I received some wax bullets from some family that I guess somebody else in the family didn't want from somebody else in the family who had done cowboy action shooting competitions. And they happened to use 45 long Colt, and they loaded their own. And it looks like they made their own wax too. Now, I received two cases of these loaded up, and I just kind of threw them aside and said, yeah, I'll figure out what to do with them later. Well, due to recent events, I said, you know what? Yeah, let's go out and test these and see what, how much damage they can do. Now, these days, people who use wax bullets are often just using the casing with a primer and then the wax bullet. And the primer is enough to create enough pressure to blow the wax bullet out, and they can practice their draw. They can do, shoot at the target, practice their aim, whatever, at close action for things like cowboy action. So if you're going to do cowboy action with a revolver, that's actually pretty common in that arena to use wax bullets. Now, I was told that nobody knew the state of these from my family, so I didn't know if they were loaded like that or if they had gunpowder in them. Like I said, it's homemade wax. So when I took them to the range, I said, I'm just going to put a couple in the revolver, and I took my Taurus Judge here, which shoots 45 long Colt and 410. So this was the firearm I used to test these. And I shot a few through it, and I can tell you, they loaded them with gunpowder. So I was like, man, they had some kick to them, and they blew out some fire. So they weren't just little practice rounds. They had a purpose, and I thought, you know what? Let's shoot it at some paper. So I set up my paper target at 25 yards, and punching holes in it, left and right. And shot about a dozen rounds to it, and I was like, I wonder how much penetrating power a wax bullet with some gunpowder behind it has. So I picked up some plexiglass, and this is 0.08 inch plexiglass, and I set it up on the target stand and shot at it at 25 yards, and I didn't get any penetration. There was a couple spots where you could see some wax, but nothing penetrated it. And then I moved it to 20 yards, and things drastically changed. So before I continue, let me go ahead and show you my range footage. You'll see two sets of rounds, two sets of 6 going at paper targets, then my first set of 6 going at the plexiglass. Then I moved the target to 20 feet away from me, and yes, that's when you see some changes. And I'll give you multiple takes from it. I had the camera behind the plexiglass, then I'll do a slow-mo on it, then I'll do a close-up on the results, and then I'll come back to this and wrap everything up. All right, here is that video. Whew. Here we go. One shot, just check it. Wow. All right, here we go. One shot. See what happens. Wow. All right. Let me make sure we can see it all here. There is a hole right there. There is some wadding left. There's a hole there and a hole there. Holy cow. So yeah, whatever was going through there was powerful enough to break this plexiglass. That's for sure. Wow. All right, there you go. You saw the damage that it did to the plexiglass. That was at 20 foot. At 20 foot, the wax started punching holes in the plexiglass. Now, I didn't, I have another sheet here, but I decided to save it for maybe some other application that I'm going to test down the line. I figured after just doing it at 20 foot, I had 3 penetrations out of the 6. I'm going to guess that if I brought the target closer and closer, the damage was going to be more substantial. So, in my opinion, is a wax going to be a bullet going to be lethal? Yeah. You get close enough to somebody with one of these and shoot them in a sensitive spot, I think it could cause some damage. I definitely do. And if they, even if it might not be instantaneous, if they don't get medical treatment, or even if they do, I think a wax bullet, especially if you make your own wax, you could make some very hard wax that has some significant damaging capabilities at close range. So this is how many rounds I have left after I was given 2 of these, and I tell you what, I'll probably take them to the range next time with my judge and just get rid of them all, because I'm gonna use the casings and reload with them now that I'm getting into reloading. But like I said, I wouldn't mess around with wax. I wouldn't mess around with it, And like with any, anything you do with a firearm, you don't want to be, you don't want anything. You don't want to point that. You don't want to point a firearm at anybody, even that's unloaded, let alone loaded. But I would not be messing around with wax bullets, thinking that they're any safer, for sure. They're not. From what I can tell. Now, they're not going to reach out and grab somebody 100 feet, 200 feet away. But, close range, yeah, they're going to mess somebody up. So, I don't have any practical use for them myself. But, if you're making wax bullets to, do some practicing with, so you're not, spending money on the lead bullet ammo, just be careful out there, because I'm going to tell you, I think I think they could be pretty deadly at very close range. So anyhow, that's my video. Like I said, about a year ago, I had these handed down to me. I hadn't been doing anything with them, and because of recent events, I said, you know what, let's take them to the range, just see what they can do. Yeah, they can do some damage. So anyhow, that's all I have for you on this video. Let me know if give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Like I said, I had to get rid of the ammo, so I said I might as well. I had to shoot it off so I could reload it. So I was like, I might as well do a video on it. And it was kind of down the line. I was going to do something, but like I said, recent events. I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and go do it, because it's a reminder that no matter what, even if you have a blank or a wax bullet, which some people would call a blank bullet, especially if it's just the primer and the wax, yeah, you're still carrying a lethal weapon, in my opinion. So, even if you're practicing with wax bullets, even though you might think it might not be as dangerous, it's still a firearm, and you still have a live round, in my opinion. Anyhow, I'll get off my soapbox on that. So, like I said, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. And that's all I got for you.